Satnam. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be and whenever you might be watching this. Welcome. Get myself situated. It's a little after 9, and as I mentioned yesterday, these videos, I will do my best to be here between 9 and 10 as life unfolds daily. Things might shift a little bit, but one thing I could promise you, God willing, I'll be here recording these videos every day. So we will journey together through these 40 days of these 2 meditation practices with the breath. And one of them has a mantra as well. And we'll see what we uncover. So my name is Sophia, or Sajdaram. Sajdaram is the spiritual name I was given. It resonates with me because Sach means truth and Dharam means life purpose. And so I am aligned to living my life in a way that helps myself, my family, and those I serve. And that may include you as well now too. And I enjoy it. I enjoy teaching Kundalini Yoga. So with all the practice, we tune in with Adi Mantra, Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. It translates roughly to I bow to the divine creation and teacher within. So I am a strong believer that I do not look up necessarily or need a guru, another person dictating to me what to do. There are people that inspire me. There are people who resonate with me, and I take what lands and is received with grace in my body, in my heart, and I review and kind of adapt to those teachings. But generally, most of the things is coming from within. And through these practices, you could call it as an experiment. You might uncover for yourself that there's vast knowledge and guidance that is available to you at all times. It's just that we are so used to and culturally programmed to search on the outside. And the key right now in these pivotal times on the planet is to go inwards and continuously check in with yourself. What is true for you, what is not, what resonates with you and what does not. So that way you maintain your sturdy center and anchor into your being rather than being pulled in different directions as things on this planet begin to unfold. And so, Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Ong is all creation. Namo is I bow, just like Namaste. Guru is the bringer of light, that which dispels darkness. Dev is esoteric, divine, higher consciousness, and Namo, again, I bow. So I bow to that divine consciousness, teacher within. We chant that 3 times. So let's begin. Giving your hands a little bit of a rub and friction, stimulating the nerve endings at the palms. It's a little chilly where I am at, so this feels really good. Through the meditation, my eyes will be closed, and I invite you to close yours if you feel safe to do so in your environment. Bringing the hands into a prayer mudra. Mudra is a hand position in front of the heart center. Just notice your breath. Taking a deep inhale and exhale. And closing the eyes gently down. Inhale. Exhale. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale to begin. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Inhale deeply as you mentally bow to that infinite divine wisdom within. And exhale. Okay, so if the mantra or the words are not familiar to you and you feel kind of edgy about it, it's okay. You don't have to chant the mantra. You could create your own way on how you are creating a space, a container for this practice. So the mantra just creates kind of like a bubble. And the way I chant this mantra is as if I'm calling a child to come to me. So I am trying to befriend my intuition, my higher self. And so I tend to chant it a little bit softer, kind of like seducing it into coming to play with me, if you will. All right, so the first meditation is 4-stroke breath to build intuition. Mudra position is interlace all fingers and extend the index finger up. The index finger is connected to planet Jupiter, which represents, or its main characteristics are expansion and wisdom. So I'm not going to go into any further than that. So just imagine that you are plugging into the universal wisdom and expansion. And in this particular case, your wisdom, your intuition. The position of the hands will be kind of right underneath the tip of the nose and close enough so it's not really in, but slightly out. But just so when you bring your eyelids down, you're looking and you're seeing the tip of the index finger. So that's the asana posture, and the mudra and the eye gaze is looking at the tip of the nails. The position is going to be held for the duration of our meditation. At the end of the practice, there is a specific conclusion where we extend the arms out and the palms are going to be facing up. I can't put the camera too far, you won't hear me, to get into the full spectrum, but the palms facing up, and you're going to be stretching outwards and also stretching upwards. And I'll walk you through it when we get there. The pranayama, the breathing part of this, is through the O-shaped mouth, right? So throughout we get comfortable, and it's kind of like, so whatever it comes up, but it's the idea is the breath is through the mouth, and that breath is also detoxifying and purifying for the body. So it will be done with 4 inhales through the O-shaped mouth, and then exhale through the nose in 1. So to do this, you will need to use your navel center to push the breath out. So as you inhale, your belly will inflate outwards like a balloon. And as you exhale, you want to use that belly button, those muscles of the abdominals, and pull the belly button inwards to help you push the breath out in 1 second, 1 stroke, to expel most of it or all of it. Right off the gate, I want to tell you that there is no right or wrong or perfect way to do this. And this is why it's called a practice. A lot of times I feel people kind of shy away from practices like this because they've never done it, and they automatically assume that they're not good at it and they can't get it perfect. There is no perfection. Remember, the perfection is misleading us. Chasing perfection is taken away from the purpose, and it activates your ego, and you start criticizing and bashing yourself. So let go of the perfection. It is a practice, and I promise you, in the 40 days of this journey, if you stick with it, you will be given the guidance by your own body and its wisdom to guide you through it. You will begin to notice, oh, try this, try that. You will have little, what we call drop-ins or downloads, and it's a fancy term, but for a thought, it's a thought. And we're constantly swimming in a pool of thoughts. Not all thoughts are ours. It was just that we align to a particular vibration, and we become electric to attract those thoughts from the consciousness pool that we're swimming in and we're a part of. And those thoughts, those drop-ins, those downloads, those little tweaks in the practice will align you further, and you will begin to feel. And then from that point on, doesn't mean you'll always have that. Sometimes you forget, but you'll remember, and you'll bring yourself back to it. So without any further ado, this practice is done for 16 minutes, but today we will just go for 3 minutes and see how that feels. I like to introduce things shorter, and then we'll expand going outwards and extending the practice as we get comfortable. So you could be sitting in a chair, you could be sitting in easy seated with the legs crossed. Just make sure that your spine is lifted, your shoulders are relaxed back and down, and your chin is slightly tucked in so you're not hunched and protruding. It makes the breathing exercises way easier. So here we go, pressing the palms together, interlace the fingers, gazing to the tip of the index finger. We're going to take a deep inhale first and exhale, and then begin. Now deeply inhale, hold the position. Hold the breath in, retain the breath as you extend the arms out, palms facing up. You may close your eyes and stretch your arms to each of the sides like a letter T. Through the nose, exhale. Again, through the O-shaped mouth, inhale. Again, stretching the arms, and now stretch upwards with the crown of the head. Pull up vertically and horizontally. Really lift up off those sit bones. Through the nose, exhale. Last time, spreading the fingers wide open, making them hard like steel. Inhale. Make the fingers tight, reach up and plug in through all the 5 senses. And exhale. Float the arms down onto your lap. That is our first meditation. And as we do it through the 40 days, I will share with you additional tips that will make this practice. It will take it deeper, and I don't know, you'll have your experience. Okay, the other meditation that we're doing is meditation for self-blessing, guidance by intuition. And this one is going to be, in the end, maybe not today, but towards the end, as we extend the times, it might be a little bit more challenging. Your arms will be up overhead. Your thumbs will be down, all the fingers are together, and you're creating this kind of like dome. The space between the fingers will be about 12 inches. So it's like up, and you're just lifting up. The shoulders are pressed down, so you don't want to be scrunched up into the neck. So you want to keep your shoulders down. This forms kind of like a halo. We have an arc line going from earlobe to earlobe. And so we are creating that kind of position, this posture that symbolizes our arc line, our halo. So the arms are held up. The eyes are 1/10 open, which means you drop the eyelids down. There's a little bit of light coming through. They're not fully closed. The breathing pattern for this meditation is inhaling in 8 strokes. So the previous one we did 4. This one will be 8. And so we'll use that meditation, the first meditation, as a warm-up for this one. And you will first be uncertain how this flows, but as you practice it, you will know that the 8 strokes must be equal. So we can't take a big gulp of air in the first, because then we'll run out of the space for the breath as we get to the 7 and 8. So you have to make tiny, tiny things. Kind of like that. So it's really, really small. You may or may not reach your full lung capacity, but as you practice, you will know exactly what the volume of the breath would be. And then exhaling, also same thing. We don't want to press and push all the breath out in the first few strokes. We want to kind of segment it. So this is called segmented breath, and it teaches us to control the breath. And when we do that, you might notice that your mind first will be very, very chatty, because there's a lot of uncertainty. Am I doing it right? This isn't it. This is weird. But as you just relax into it, the mind will slow down. And this is where the intuition could be much more available to us, is when the chatter of the mind kind of subsides, and then we could feel and hear the little quiet voice, the background voice that gently whispers lovingly. So then we will suspend the breath, keep the breath out for 16 strokes. In order to help with the count, And you could use that in the first meditation too. We'll use the mantra Sa Ta Na Ma, and we recite it 8 times. So we recite it twice to get the 8 count. Sa Ta Na Ma, Sa Ta Na Ma. That gives us 8. And then when we do 16, we'll do it too. And there's nothing wrong with if you want to count 1 to 3. That's a mantra too. It also focuses the mind, so it's not a big deal if you're rather count than recite the syllables you're not familiar with. Sa Ta Na Ma is a mantra for cycle of life. So Sa is infinity, all of creation. Ta Na Ma is transformation, change, rebirth, and like death and rebirth. So it's kind of like everything in life is that, all of creation. Then there is the rebirth, death, and kind of like your thoughts. You know, they come up, and then you either chase them or you let them go on to the next thought. And so at the end, we will inhale deeply and raise the arms up overhead and kind of stretch back. So I will cue you for that. And then we also will be dropping, I don't like the word drop, stretching the chin and dropping the head back. So you're not just going to kink your neck, especially if there's any neck injuries, but focus on stretching the chin upwards as you're opening up the heart center. That's what I feel it's all about, is opening up the heart center. Seeing if there is anything else. And then exhale, let the arms down. So as we inhale, we'll be stretching the arms up overhead, gently stretching the chin upwards, exhaling, bringing the hands down, and then inhaling again, exhaling down. At least that's how I understand it. Stretch with all your strength, extend the lower back and the neck. Exhale, let the arms down. Repeat this breath, final 2 more times. Okay, so and this time we're inhaling through the nose. So it's going to be a little different from the first meditation. This meditation could be started at 11 minutes and worked up to 31. We're going to start it at 3 minutes. This video is already so long because of all the explanations, but can't just throw you in there. I got to explain what we're doing. So as we do it, these videos will be more meditation, less me giving instructions. So here we go. We're going to bring the arms up, thumbs are down, all the fingers are together, and the space between the fingers is about 12 inches. You're going to gently lower your eyelids down as if you're looking down to the floor. Let's take a deep inhale, lift up through the crown of your head, and then as you exhale, release the shoulder blades down, and then begin inhaling 8, 8, exhaling in 8, 8, keep the breath out for 16, begin to inhale, exhale, hold, inhale, Now deeply inhale. Stretch the arms up and slightly lean back, stretching the chin upwards, holding that breath. Exhale, bring the arms down. Again, 2 more times. Inhale. Stretch from the lower back, stretch the spine, hold that breath, stretch the arms. Exhale, bringing the arms down. Last time, inhale. And that completes our practice for today. I encourage you to journal if you'd like, if you feel that might be helpful. I do know that it will be helpful, but you have to kind of check it out for yourself. Write down any repetitive thoughts that you've had. What was the mood in your practice before, after, during, and it will be an interesting journey to witness. As the 40 days, there might be some significant changes or there might be some subtle changes, so only you would know. And so we're at about 30 minutes for just today. Again, as we do it, the practice will become more familiar, especially if you're tuning in on a regular basis. And there will be less talking on my part, more meditating, more breathing, and it will be a beautiful journey. I think these are always helpful for some, especially me, and I just choose to share it with people because it's important and it's much needed right now. We seal each practice with one Sat Nam. Sat Nam means truth is my identity. I reside in my own true name. So bringing the hands in prayer mudra, thumbs are pressing into sternum. Deeply inhale first with a breath of gratitude for this moment, for this practice. A sigh or an exhale. And inhale again for Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. I thank you so much for joining, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow. If you have any questions, concerns, or would like to share your first day experience, please comment or message below. Sat Nam.